Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over this funny article titled, The 17 Worst Things a Man Can Say to a Woman. And guys, to no surprise, this article is written by a woman, and she's going to go through this whole thing, 17 different things that guys should never say to a gal, otherwise she's going to just explode and you're really going to piss her off. And going through this, let me tell you, there's a lot of things here that I'm sure some of you guys have said at some point or heard guys say, and they are pretty funny, all right? And some of them are obviously no-brainers, but, and to be honest with you guys, I'm doing this not so to warn you guys about, God forbid, not saying this. I'm going through this because it's really funny, and for a lot of you guys, I know a lot of you guys would do this on purpose now, just to see the kind of reaction that you get. And given the fact that the holidays are starting, it's going to be Thanksgiving here in the United States in 2 days, and then we got all the holidays coming up after that with Christmas and New Year's and whatever you celebrate. Lots of parties, lots of gatherings. I'm sure many of you are going to be around a bunch of gals, and if you're so daring, you can say some of these things because they are pretty funny and see the response you get. But I'm sure if you're saying this to these gals that you know, they know you're obviously being a smart ass and an asshole on purpose just to mess with them. But anyhow, I'm going to go through this. It's definitely a funny one. Starts off, again, the 17 worst things a man can say to a woman. This especially goes for the guys, goes for the ones that you want to date. Says, everyone knows that there are idiots out there like How I Met Your Mother's Barney Stinson who give women backhanded compliments with explicit intention of chipping away at their self-esteem to make it easier to get them into bed. Yeah, well, that usually does work. You are not one of them, but perhaps you are the kind of man who wants to give a woman a compliment but is worried that she'll get offended and isn't really sure what it is or isn't appropriate to say anymore. Guess what? A lot of guys on this channel don't care. Or maybe you want to be better at communicating with women but don't know how. Or maybe you've grown up in a chauvinistic culture that systematically demeans women and you've heard men say all the things on the list and you never thought about what their implications are or how women might infer them. We're not here to point fingers or lay blame. If you're reading this article, that means you want to be better, which is awesome. So here's a list of things that women, especially the ones who would likely identify as feminists, are sick and tired of hearing. And if you want more advice or how to be a better man in today's society, here's why you should be more like David Schwimmer. She's actually serious. I'm going over this because it's funny. Because, we all could use a good laugh here, but she's actually trying to condition guys to be, obviously, the nice guy and don't want to offend anybody and all that. Please. And be a guy like David Schwimmer. No thanks. Number one thing that you shouldn't say. You're not like the other girls. It sounds so flattering on the outside, but it's really just a way of saying, hey, most girls are lame and you're not. Good for you. Most women don't like putting other women down. A nice twist on this instead would say, you're not like anyone I've ever met before. Last time I checked, women are always talking crap about other women. They're always judging. They're always criticizing. Come on here. They just don't want guys to do that. Number two, hey girl, I'm a feminist. Margaret Thatcher once said, power is like being a lady. If you have to tell people you are, you aren't. It's the same rule with male effinists. Women are aware that guys who run around wearing pink hats and boasting about being a male effeminist are more often than not just trying to use Gloria Steinem to get some ass. Real male effinists don't need to constantly tell people they are effinists. It's just obvious because they, respect women and stuff. Which, for the record, Ryan Gosling clearly does. I don't care about Ryan Gosling. Yeah, I've seen guys that try to do that and try to claim that, and actually some of them actually think they are, but they think they are, but they're not, and all that. But not you're not going to find any male effinists on this channel. Next thing to not say to a gal: smile. Women are not here to boost your ego or make your day, and if you want me to smile, then do something funny. Oh, okay, I'll just start juggling some bowling pins to make you smile, make you happy. I've said that to some women before. You get around some really grumpy with this stone cold face. They're mad. I would just be like, smile. Sometimes I get a girl's smile. Sometimes I get dirty looks. I didn't care. Number 4, you're definitely the prettiest of all your friends. Again, this is something that seems very flattering, but it's actually kind of sexist, unless the woman in question specifically asks this. It's fine to say, "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen," or something, but pitting a woman against her friends as though this were a beauty pageant is not a good way to go about this. As a rule of thumb, complimenting a woman by putting other women down is always a bad choice. Again, back to that again, and yet how many of them are always insulting other gals walking down the street, or criticizing their shoes, criticizing their hair, criticizing their clothes, criticizing their jewelry, criticizing their makeup. You get the point here. But no, guys shouldn't do that. Number 5, I didn't know you were smart. I first heard this from a man whom I'd been dating for 6 months, and I got accepted to Oxford, and it floored me. I heard several times since. It's like, if you didn't think I was smart to begin with, then what are we doing here? Well, it's probably because of your rack or your ass. Am I supposed to be flattered that you were only interested in me for my looks? Do you usually date women that you don't think have any substance at all? Well, newsflash, a lot of guys will go out with dumb girls just because of their bodies. Personally, I can't take stupid women, but that's just me. Number 6. Oh, please, of course you love shopping. I get this a lot when I complain to men about how much I hate shopping, which I do, because it's expensive and exhausting, and unless you got Emily, and I can't pronounce her name's body, it's often demoralizing. A lot of women don't like shopping. You shouldn't assume that all women are biologically addicted to shoes. Conversely, if a woman does love shopping, there's no need to act like it's a flippant just because it's not a serious hobby, like watching grown men tackle each other for a ball. Something tells me she's probably single. And it's been my experience that most women do love shopping. I mean, and you guys have had girlfriends or have one right now, or you're married. How many freaking shoes does she have in the closet? You got a big closet in your master bedroom, right? For you married guys. And then she takes up about 95% of that, and the guy has room for like his 3 or 4 pairs of shoes at best. Meanwhile, she's got about 45 different pairs. I've had girlfriends in my life that have had hundreds. I'm not kidding. I'm like, do you ever wear those? Why don't you get rid of some of those? No, I'm going to wear them one day. Yeah, sure. Number 7. It's so rare to be a beautiful lawyer / scientist / mathematician, you must get all the attention in client meetings. In male-dominated fields, it's common for a man to say something like this, and at first glance it seems innocent and flattering. But what you're really implying is that there's no other reason for people to have listened to her other than her looks. Number 8. That's pretty good for a woman. It's kind of understood by now that it's an extremely sexist thing to say in professional environments. But for some reason, a lot of women that I know who are in male-dominated athletic professions like skiing or boxing still get that a lot. Clearly, it's offensive. When I was in martial arts for 6 years, I used to tease the girls in there about hitting like a girl or something like a girl because I was obviously messing with them. And by and large, the girls that would train there, they'd laugh and joke around. But there were some, if any of you guys do martial arts, the girls that go there definitely are more in their masculine and definitely going to get some effiness in there. And I've definitely pushed some buttons of some gals that definitely, most certainly, were effiness types in there because that's what I do and I can't help myself. If I can see that they're going to get worked up over something stupid, I love to twist that knife. Number 9. My girlfriend is jealous of us hanging out. She's so crazy. Your girlfriend is not crazy. You're saying that because you're trying to create a little secret bond between us in which you're acting like suddenly it is us, the normal ones, against her, the crazy, while also subtly trying to incept the idea of us hooking up. You're not fooling anyone. Women who respect other women do not want to hear about how your girlfriend is being crazy. Because A, she's being justified in being jealous, and B, we're doing the same thing if we were in her shoes. Number 10. My exes all are crazy. Translation, I cheat a lot. I lie about it, and when a woman catches me and confronts me about it, I act like she's being paranoid. What a load of crap. How many of you guys have dated gals that you got the bait and switch, where you thought she was normal at first, and then after a while, then the real colors came out. The crazy. And we've all heard about, knew about the hot crazy scale. That's dead on. Any of you guys have dated women that are 9s or above, believe me, it is dead on. And I don't recommend it. That's why I like 8s. I like women that are 8s. They're still really pretty. They're going to be noticed in a crowd. You get street cred for having that hot girl on your arm. But she isn't quite too crazy. You get some crazy 8s, but it's usually the 9s and 10s that are crazy. And they're not as psychotically demanding as the 9s and 10s. Number 11. I think you're just projecting. Please don't tell me how I'm feeling, ever. Please don't assume that if I tell you I'm not interested even though we're friends, that means I'm uptight or have daddy issues. The latter, which men always say with a smirk and a gleam in their eye, like they're super excited about the prospect of dating a woman who's had a bad relationship with her father because it means she'll probably be wild in the sack. Well, newsflash, that often is how it goes. Please assume that I know how I'm feeling better than you do, and don't patronize me by acting like you know better. And please just take what I say at face value instead of engaging in some psychobabble to try to get me to do what you want. Something tells me this young lady is single. Call me crazy. Number 12. Girls shouldn't curse. Well, they shouldn't. Depending on what culture you grew up in, even a seemingly woke guy can give off the impression that it's incredibly crass or unattractive for women to smoke, drink, or curse. But not men, obviously. It's important for both sexes to be polite and courteous, but the onus is not on women to uphold the moral fabric of society. That's not our job, or even if it was, then we've resigned. Personally, women that curse a lot, that drop F-bombs left and right, it's a turnoff to me. I'll never forget, the best example I can ever think of, guys, is that my first job as a personal trainer, when I decided that I wanted to change careers and eventually have my own personal training business, I got certified and I got a part-time job working as a trainer at a gym while I still ran my other business, just to get experience. And there was this beautiful young girl in her early 20s that would always work out there, and she was built in a way that she was fit, not too muscular, but just fit, and she was hot. Greek, long black hair. And so naturally I started talking to her one day and we got acquainted. This girl, the second she opened her mouth, it was F, F, F. It was F-bombing. She cursed more than a sailor. And just immediately was like, oh, Jesus. Turned me off completely. And she never changed. Some dudes may like that. It's a turn off to me. Number 13. Don't be such a girl. Ooh, must drive the F in this crazy on that one. Anytime you use the word girl, it is synonym for lame. You're not doing yourself any favors. Will you please lighten up, lady? Relax. Ay, ay, ay. Number 14. You're not that kind of girl. Anything that implies that women who have sex or anything other than normal is generally not going to go down very well. I like how she referred to going down. Number 15. You don't need to go to the gym. You're already hot. This is supposed to be a bad thing here. This is another classic remark that seems like a compliment, but is actually wrong on so many levels. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. First of all, most women go to the gym because they want to be healthy, or because they love the endorphin rush that comes with exercise, or both. It has nothing to do with having an appealing rump. Bullshit. Please don't assume everything women do in life stems from an effort to make you find them S-word attractive. Anger issues. She's got anger issues. And when the guy says you don't need to go to the gym, you look hot, that is a very much of a compliment. Okay, that's great that she likes to go to the gym to blow some steam, stay healthy, and believe me, as a trainer, I'm all for that. But let's be honest, most people go to the gym and exercise and lift weights and all that because of the physical. They want to improve the looks of their bodies. Let's not kid ourselves here, all right? When my clients come to me and say they simply want to do it just to be healthy, I'm thinking, bullshit. You want to look better, more visually appealing. There's nothing wrong with that. And a guy saying that to you, it's not meant to be demeaning like that. Get the hell out of here. Number 16. This is a good one. I love it when a girl eats. This is one of those phrases that men mistakenly think is progressive because it appears to mean that they're advocating that women don't starve themselves. But the reality is that men never say this. They say this when a woman is overweight. Well, no shit. It is only uttered to girls who fit the dreaded cool girl chick, the one who seems to be able to slather their mouths in buffalo wings and conveniently remain a size 2. P.S. Those girls are actually working very hard to maintain an effortlessly hot persona. It's also why it's annoying when I order a salad and a man says, "Oh, come on, get a burger. Live a little." I understand that he's trying to be nice, but it actually really hurts my feelings because I wish I had the kind of metabolism that enabled me to eat junk food and maintain a healthy weight. But I don't. I work very hard to keep up a good physique, and I don't appreciate a man making me feel like it's lame. And I wasn't biologically blessed with a superhuman digestive system. Yeah, this Thanksgiving, guys, or in December, for if you go to any Christmas parties or holiday parties, whatever the hell they call them nowadays, or New Year's parties, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and you see girls, go ahead, say that one. I like it when a girl eats. There you go. See how that goes over. Just prepare to have some distance. Prepare to have something thrown at you. Number 17. How are you still single? Really? You're buying into the extremely sexist idea that if a woman is single, it's because no man wants her. If I'm so beautiful, smart, amazing, then make the logical assumption that I'm single because I'm picky. Because I can afford to be. Because I have choices. Because it's 2017, baby. Obviously, this is an older article. So there you go, guys. 17 things that, according to this gal, that God forbid you say. It's horrible and sexist, and you should never ever say blah, blah, blah. I did this because it's funny. And for those of you who want to have some fun, go ahead and you can write some of these things down, or rewind the video here and you can write some of these things down and knock yourselves out saying these things over the holidays at the parties and all that. Or you can just say them to some of your female friends, and they know you're kidding and having a good time and laugh at it. But this gal needs to lighten up, seriously. And the whole part about her being single, whatever, well, guess what? It is because a lot of them, they are crazy picky. And we all know darn well how about that is nowadays. But anyhow, guys, some of those things are just ridiculous. Just an excuse to just blow up, bitch and complain. And let's be honest here, she wanted to write an article, and she probably got paid for that. So she had to come up with 17 things. That's why she didn't have 20, but she had 17 things just to sound off and complain about and all that. But that'll be a good, entertaining one. A little variety here on the channel. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know. Have you ever said anything like that to any of the gals? What was the response you got? I would like to hear about in the comment section. And guys, like I said before, if you come across a really good article that you want me to share one day, by all means, email it to me. If it's definitely a good one, I'll do it later on down the road. This also goes for personal stories, things that you struggle with, that you overcame, whatever. And also, guys, any kind of crazy type of stories that are very entertaining, that relate to what I talk about, email it too. And if I don't get to it right away, I'll definitely do it down the road. I get bombarded with emails every day, and I can only do so many because I'm already doing 2 to 3 videos a day between both channels, so I can only do so much. All right, guys, that's it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.